Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, Giants fan? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's Vin. That's JG on the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube.
Traded back for picks.
Trading
like
back
the Wizard of Oz back there.
It's like you're hiding out from us, Jules.
Yeah, I'm on the lam tonight.
You should be celebrating. The Giants actually, I thought they had a spirited game, at least on Sunday. Winston starting, I think, they looked okay. But, I mean, if we really think Kafka's a head coach, I think everybody's fooling themselves. I'm surprised they didn't fire Bowen, on Monday. I really thought that was going to happen after another one of these losses. Hyatt running bad routes, so it just seems like coaching matters. We all heard the story about, Abdul Carter apparently sleeping through meetings, but he said he's not sleeping, but he's been late through every meeting. He said he was just getting treatment or whatever. That's probably just an excuse. It doesn't seem like our coaches are holding these players accountable. Is that what you guys get out of those stories that's been leaked in the media over the past few days?
Well, obviously, right? Because you can't show how bad coaching is when they can't even keep shit in house. You know what I mean? Like shit just gets leaked. You don't think this type of shit goes on fucking throughout the rest of the NFL. And look, maybe not guys showing up late, but as soon as things start getting leaked, you know what I mean? Like it's just a fucking like a red flag. It goes to show you how shitty this fucking defense coaching staff really is. And look, you know what? I was there. I was rooting for Dable. I was pulling for the guy, but you just don't have it, man. And that's it. Like, it comes down to it. And look, you mentioned Jalen Hyatt. Bro, it's disgraceful. His route running is disgraceful. The guy can't take an inside edge without even having a corner up in his face. You got Carter, who apparently that's the reason why he was benched for the first drive or a couple of plays or whatever the fuck it was. Literally, it was because he fucking was doing what you were saying, falling asleep, missing practice, showing up late, whatever the fuck he was doing, sleeping during walkthroughs. I mean, bro, he let them kind of do whatever the fuck they wanted. And guess what? That shows on the field. That's part of the reason why they didn't have discipline to finish games. It comes down to it. That's what, I know Alvin Iverson's, was a huge meme. Practice. It's all about practice, all that bullshit. But practice is what makes you good.
Yeah.
It's what gets you prepared for the game. And if you're fucking around and showing up late and falling asleep in these fucking things, dude, it's going to show on the field. And that's what the fucking whole Giants season's been. Last few years, even.
There's a couple of things I want to say to piggyback off what Jules said. I agree 100% that good organizations don't have the loose lips like the Giants have had the last 10 years or so. Everything used to be tight-lipped with the Giants organization. And I think this starts from the top down. When there's a microphone in front of Mara's face, shut the fuck up. Don't say a word. I hate that we hear the owner speak. Yeah. I don't want to hear his opinion. It should never come out. It should never, tell your football people, don't tell the media. And all this, but you have to talk to the media. No, you don't. The owner can do whatever the hell they want. They are not beholden to anybody. You know what I mean? Not the commissioner. Commissioner works for the owner. So, and Mara, his family name, just shut up. I don't want to hear shit. He had to explain why he kept Shane and why he fired Dable. I would never even explain that. I don't agree with it, but I would for him, we'll reevaluate at the end of the year. You're a dick. Shut up. You know what I mean? So that's number one. So it starts from there. If he's leaking shit out, then there's dudes in that organization leaking shit out. I will say this, and Dable was a disaster, but it's so easy to kind of shit on Dable now that he's gone. It's Dable's fault. Dable this, Dable that. I like that Kafka disciplined the rookie.
Me too.
Was it enough of a discipline? I don't know. I probably would have done an entire half.
Yeah,
really send him a message at the very least. Maybe the whole game, something. I don't know. But it was kind of interesting that Thibodeau was out. They announced it like midweek. It's Carter's like first real start at the edge alongside with Burns and Dex. And then they sat him out in his first series because of this stuff. He also responded on Twitter. I don't know if you guys got to see it. And he kind of gave his story. He took some accountability. So definitely something happened. But
Of
I don't
course.
know. It's interesting to see what happened there. And I'm hoping Carter works out because we can't take any more top picks that are busts like this. And he was a number 3 pick. Like he needs to
Otto'll
be
be
out.
fine, dude. He's a fucking young kid. The coaches,
Uh,
come on, bro. Hold on, Vin. You're a teacher. If you let your students get away with shit, are they not going to continue to get away with what you let them get away with?
that's any
Does that make him a bad player or a bad kid? No.
No, I'm just saying
But
like
that's what I'm saying with a Carter.
but
I
also
think
the
Carter needs
production's
a
not
guy.
really there.
He's not
Yeah,
10
but
years old either. You know what I mean?
huh?
Right.
He what?
He's on an NFL team. Like
He's also like the sacks aren't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but
I get
there's so many other tangibles that are.
Jules, would you go start a job right after college and just like go to sleep at your desk at the job? You know what I mean? It just
I mean,
I
if my boss is letting me get away with it, you
I
know what
mean,
I'm trying to say? Like, hold up,
that'd be
like you know what I
you're
mean? It's
right.
not like I just went ahead and did this, and then I'm on social media because someone pulled out a video of me sleeping at my desk, right? Like I took a
and
nap
I,
at
That'd be
my
funny.
desk. I was like, yo, boss, man, your happy hour was crazy last night, bro. I'm gonna take this quick nap. You know what I mean?
That'd
And
be
then
a
I wake
great
up an hour
gig.
later and I finish my work, and we right. And my boss is fine with it. You damn fucking straight people are gonna do it, especially at 20 fucking 2 years old. Like, come on, man.
I also want to make a point to something you
That'd
guys
be
were
funny.
alluding to earlier about practice, the Allen Iverson thing and all that. I think a major problem with American athletes, and I'm gonna get real like fundamental about this. I think we've moved away from practice in every sport at every level, including the youth level. We play way more games than we actually do practice. So I think that's an issue for all our sports. I'm also a fan of soccer. So I look at European soccer, the way they develop their players in Europe, which is the best in the world. They do practice. Basketball is another one.
Yeah,
They do practice like 5, 6 days a week and play a game once a week.
that's
Whereas
right.
us with AAU, we're playing like 3, 4 games a week. And then if we slip into practice here and there, and it's probably light, there's with football, there's no pads, with their walkthroughs, there's thing because they're traveling all the time and they're doing film and who's hurt because we have a game in 2 days on a Thursday. Like I think we got it all wonky and we're not developing athletes like we used to because of the lack of practice. So I just want to make that point.
Dude, you're 100% right. The world has changed. I remember growing up and playing basketball. We practiced twice a week during the week, and then we had one game on the weekends. That was it. That was the norm. I think you're right, dude. These it's gotten way out of hand, man. Even like you watch NBA. I remember watching like a couple games or like maybe playoffs or whatever it was. Even the announcers like, oh, with these couple days off, now the Knicks could get some practice time in. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? You should be able to have practice, get your fundamentals right, get ready, get prepared for the game. But I know we're talking about football here, but we've gotten so pussified, excuse my language, with the way we're and it starts in training camp, like with the pads off. It's not like real football. It's not real football anymore. It's different. We baby these kids too much, man. It's ridiculous. We need to start practicing like Marino used to practice, like Elway used to practice back in the day, and Peyton Manning when you actually played preseason games. Quarterbacks used to play preseason games. We all played. It's a joke now. It really is, and that's why the game has gotten soft.
Listen, hold on. Now, I got to say one thing here. There is a difference between preseason and practice. Okay. Yes, the days of like 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, practicing from fucking 7:30 a.m. to fucking 8 o'clock at night. Those days are gone. I get that part of it. But these dudes still prepare every week. They're still in the fucking film room. They're still in the weight room. They're still training. They still run scout teams. They're still preparing. During the season, practice is fucking practice. You know what the issue is the discipline. Hold on. These kids don't like
I'll
to
be
be
right back. Hold on.
disciplined. These kids don't like to be disciplined anymore. That's the problem. You got to be fucking careful how you say something. You got to be careful if you fucking get too angry at them. You got to be careful if you fucking grab their face mask. You got to be careful if you get in their fucking face in general,
It
right?
should be
That
like that
kind of
though.
shit.
Where the
That's the kind of shit that kind of softened up. Because think about it, back in the day, and look, you could compare back in the day because there were times that apparently Belichick used to go and complain to Parcells, right? Now these are legendary coaches here about Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And basically the conversation, at least this is, hearsay, how it goes, was that that Belichick went to Parcells and said, hey, do you know that, LT was late for practice, late for a meeting? And Parcells was like, okay. And Belichick was like, well, I
He
don't know.
also
I
he,
thought I'd let you know. You know what I'm
he,
saying? Like,
Belichick also told him that LT was doing coke in the bathroom, in the locker room. Like it was, I mean, those stories were just fucking crazy. In the 80s,
right.
it was just wild. It was wild times. If you just look back on some DVDs and watch some 80s football, NFL, it's a totally different game, man.
And
Totally
that's
different.
kind of the point where it's like, look, in
Things
general,
changed though.
things were different. You know what I'm trying to say? Things were way looser. Look, there was so many times that you would see, and even on a high school level, a coach get in a player's face, grab their face mask. Shit, I did it. You know what I mean? And like, it was the norm. I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm not gonna rip his fucking helmet off his head
No, of
or
course
fucking
not.
try to hurt the kid with his neck or something like that. But it was a way to get their attention and fucking realize that you were intense so you could do it. Nowadays, you can't even touch these
What
kids.
about the Arizona guy when he fucking grabbed him for dropping that touchdown, like before he got in the end zone? And all social media was like, oh, he shouldn't have touched him. Like,
Right.
what are you talking
Right.
about?
That's
What
the
did
fucking problem.
Tom Izzo do? Didn't Michigan State coach Tom Izzo just get into some hot water because he did something? Can't
Oh, I don't
remember what it
know. I don't
Yeah,
was.
know.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
I didn't
I'm
hear
sure
about
he did
this. Yeah.
something that social media just had an uproar about because, like I said, pussified.
Yeah.
Again, the
That,
microscope is much larger now. It's,
that's what it is nowadays, bro. That's
yeah, and there's
100%
cameras
what it is. So
everywhere,
these guys get nervous now, some of them. You know
and
what I'm
it's
saying?
social
They
media
don't know
too.
how to discipline these kids because who's walking around with a camera? Who's got this? Oh my God, you touched my son this way. You did that. Yo, back in the day, if a fucking coach or a teacher or someone of authority yelled at you, and they maybe put their hand on you for a second, your parents beat the shit out of you because you made that person do that to you.
Right.
Nowadays, it's the fucking complete opposite. And it's like, they want to fucking crucify that person, ruin their career, fire them, get them divorced, have their kids leave the country, and fucking they get banished into fucking another planet.
It's
Like, it's
crazy.
ridiculous. So, like,
It's really
that's what the
crazy.
issue really is. It's because where do you draw the line these days? You just don't have one anymore. And then it comes down into this product. So either you have a system that's in place and everybody knows their role and they execute it. But when these systems break or they're not working properly, it's almost unfixable
The new
because there's no way to
coach is
discipline.
the new coach is always a player's coach now. It's no more
Right.
these disciplinarians, the Tom Coughlins of the world. And why do you think Bill Belichick is a dinosaur now? It's not
It
going to
is
work anymore in
sucks.
today's game. Andy Reid is a fairly nice guy. You know what I mean? That's why, the situation's perfect for him. Like I don't think Andy Reid's getting into anybody's face at this point in his career. You know what I mean?
No.
Travis Kelsey, maybe. You don't like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah,
You think like the coaches are making too much money? I mean, the
Nah.
players are making too much money over the coaches that maybe the dynamic has changed a little bit. They don't respect them.
I do think that there are some, and I'm not going to say everyone, but there are definitely some players that don't give a fuck and they just want to get paid. You know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? Like if they know at the end of the day they're getting that paycheck and they're getting fucking $20 million for the year, they don't give a fuck about winning. Now I'm not saying all of them. There's quite a few fucking players that have played for heart, play to win, want a chip, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a
I would
handful
think
at least.
money and stability for their family is more important than actually winning
Yeah.
for the majority of the players. And I don't blame them for that. I don't blame. They have a skill. They're playing a violent game. They've been
Yeah.
playing it all their lives. I don't even put blame on them for that. Where the guaranteed contracts maybe are not there in comparison to the other sports. So
The lifestyle,
yeah, I just
you
think
know. I mean, look at
yeah,
OBJ with his lifestyle. Like he was popping bottles, going to the club, hanging out in Miami. Then he's acting like you
young,
see the real
stupid.
OBJ on the plane. When he comes back fucking all hungover and all fucking coked out of his mind, he's yelling at people on the plane because he was being a dick. Those
Yeah.
are the fake people that there's a lot of them. Like Jules said, there's definitely a lot of them around the NFL. There's no doubt about it. There's just it's what they are. That's why it's up to
They're
the
all wide
GM to get the right
receivers.
player. Well, it's up to the GM to get the right guys in this fucking locker room. Guys like Cam
Yeah.
Scatterbo that just goes on WWF Raw and fucking pushing people around. They're pushing him. I'm like, bro, you got a broken foot, bro.
It's WWE. Okay?
WWE.
WWE.
That's right. WWF some wildlife shit.
I gotta
Um,
tell you, when I first saw that, I was aggravated.
me too.
I was so
He's
mad.
hurt. I'm
Me
like, he's
too.
hurt. What is he doing out there? Did this kid like really come out and like with Carter too after his bullshit this weekend?
Yo, for
I'm like,
real.
yeah, I'm like, what are these rookies doing? Like they
It's a
arrived
circus.
in New York and like we just fucking came off a loss, a really bad one too, a game
But
we should have won
again,
again. And I'm like, these dudes are not even 24 hours on a
but again,
scooter,
hold
like
on.
sitting there and like they arrived and having a good time.
But
But
that's the point.
but I'll say
That's
this to
the
you.
point.
I'll say this to you. I kind of like was how Scadaboo responded on Twitter. I do
What do you
respect
say?
it.
What do you say? I
He
didn't
was
see it.
like, I'm living my life. Like I'm a 21-year-old kid. I'm happy. I was given this opportunity. I've been a wrestling fan my entire life. I'm gonna take that out. I'm sitting home. I'm fucking depressed that I'm not playing the game I
Okay.
love.
All
You
right. No,
know,
I'm not
like
mad
I
at
do.
him anymore.
I'll send it to you guys
I'm
in
not
the
mad at
chat.
him
Like I
anymore.
saw the response, I was like, you know what? I like what he's saying. I don't want him like he had a really bad injury that we almost shed a tear for. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
devastating. What the fuck are you doing something physical like that on national television?
Right.
And then you had Carter next to you, who we're kind of like, is this guy like really kind of sucking this year? You know, and of all the
I
weekends, it's the
know.
weekend he got benched by an interim coach.
It's
I'm
crazy.
like, this is just a bad look. It's like boat rides all over again. I don't
It
know.
would have been awesome if Cam like kicked him, like got the walking boot on and just kicked him with it. That would have been just fucking great. That's how you do it, WWE.
Like, what if you hear that Cam got hurt from that?
Oh, dude,
That's what I'm
Or,
talking about.
it would
you
be
know,
That would have
fucking.
made me lose my mind.
It would
yeah,
just be
like
like terrible for the whole organization up and down. That guy that
I
didn't
get
have
it.
it.
He could do whatever he wants. He's his own person. I
Yeah,
just
of
think,
course.
again, I like buttoned up, tight-lipped, shut up, go to work, put your head down, go to work. I always thought Cam Scadaboo was that type of player. I guess I was wrong. He's Mr. Fun and going
Yeah,
out. And then
well
there's
liked. Though
Dark.
he is well liked in the locker
I
room.
cannot have like superstardom, New York superstardom go to Dart's head. We cannot have that happen. So, is Dart out there probably slaying women? I'm sure he
Oh,
is,
dude.
you know.
Even with the look of a lesbian, he's still bagging out there. Like, God bless Dart, man.
He's got to lose the glasses. If he loses the glasses, he's better off.
Yeah, he
No,
looks like
listen,
Ellen
don't, no,
DeGeneres.
don't do that, Vin. Don't do that. You let him lose the glasses, it's a wrap, kid.
His
He's
You know?
gonna be
superpowers.
out there. He's gonna be popping bottles. He's gonna be Johnny Manziel, bro. Are you crazy? Like you can't let that shit
Well, that's
happen,
what
bro.
I don't want that to happen. Like
Okay, so then he
Dart,
keeps the glasses on, like Clark Kent. All right, then he's Superman on the field, and he goes home like a good boy. All right, and get him a good woman. That's it.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I gotta tell you, like I at first I was like, oh, what are they doing? And then I saw his response, and I could understand where he was coming from. Again, Abdul Carter, I saw his response to his benching.
What was
Kinda-
his?
He said something like, "It's on me. I didn't fall asleep. I was just late." Something like
He
that.
was in
I'm sorry.
recovery.
I thought he commented.
Oh, recovery. That's what he
Recovery.
said. Yeah, that's what he said. I was in recovery. Sounded like a BS response.
Probably.
But
What are you
he,
gonna
he
do?
said it's on me, and I'll be better. Like maybe this is his wake up call to not be late to these meetings. Like you're a rookie. You shouldn't be late. Like I'm
You don't
sorry.
get
Yes, but again,
disciplined for
guys,
nothing.
this goes back to starting with the coaches and the top. Listen, you know it. Whether or not it's kids in your class or it's you showing up to work and your boss letting you get away with shit, you're gonna exploit it. If he
Yes.
doesn't get disciplined or nothing happens, like at least you know what, you don't got to discipline these kids. You can't touch them. You can't do this. You can find the dude fucking 10 grand, and then next time he's late, you find him fucking 20. Oh, you're late again, 40.
Be the
You don't think I
adult.
can do that? Mara's gonna fucking get pissed at you, right? And you'll see how fucking quick these dudes show up to practice and whatever the fuck else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, take
Like
money
start
out the
fucking with their
pockets.
pockets.
Changes
A
things.
point I want to make about the game. If there and you mentioned Kafka before, Trader. If there's any game that showed that Joe Shane needs to be let go, it was this game. Okay. For
Joe
any Joe
Shane.
Shane apologist out there in Giants Nation, there's quite a few of you out there.
There is.
There's a lot of people like, oh, Shane needs to pick another coach, and then yeah, he saved himself with this draft. Jalen Hyatt lost us the game on not just that last route that threw the interception. Because at first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, Jameis, here we go. But then when I saw the replay, I was like, oh, fucking Hyatt. You know what I mean? He blows. You didn't have Isaiah Hodgins. You should never let him out the door from day one. Isaiah Hodgins comes back, catches 5 balls. You know what I mean? The guy's got sure hands. And
It's
then you
reliable.
had the touchdown was scored on Deontay Banks. There's a
Oh,
lot of high picks here of Joe Shane's that are no
bro,
good.
I could do that with every fucking GM in the NFL.
You
No, I'm
can, but
doing,
this is
but
a lot
I'm doing
bad.
it with Joe Shane. I'm not doing it with
Yeah.
everybody.
Hold up. The Colts traded fucking picks to move up the draft Anthony fucking Richardson, who's now riding the fucking bench. Okay?
But
Don't
they didn't
Yeah,
forget.
mess
but
up
they
in a lot of
saved
other areas,
themselves with
Hold
Jules.
on.
Jones.
Hold
They didn't
on.
mess up.
Don't
They didn't
forget.
mess up a lot of other areas,
Don't
Jules. They messed
forget.
up one thing,
Trainer,
not
who is
everything.
your favorite?
And quarterback
who
is
your
hard to
favorite
get.
quarterback?
True.
Who was your favorite quarterback that the 49ers traded up for to draft number 3 overall?
Trey Lance, baby, get
Oh,
him.
Trey Lance, baby. Where's he at? On
Do you
Dallas?
know what the difference is,
Fucking no.
Jules?
I fucked
No, I
that
don't
up.
know what the difference
Do you know what
is.
the difference is?
No, I
They
don't.
found the replacements quickly. Quickly
So
found
we'll
replacements that are
find a
effective.
replacement for fucking Banks next year. Like quick as shit, dude. We already did. Claudel
Yo,
Flott took his
Banks,
spot.
I mean,
Banks has been around for like
That's who we're
3
talking
years
about.
now.
And Hyatt's been replaced already, bro.
No,
He's
he
been
hasn't.
replaced.
No, he
Malik
hasn't.
Neighbors.
we
Malik
need
Neighbors
wide
replaced
receivers.
that
That's why
punk
we had to
ass.
get Hodgins
Period.
back.
We lost little Jordan Humphreys so we could keep Jalen Hyatt. We
Ridiculous.
lost, and I'm not saying little Jordan Humphreys is anything
Little
special.
Jordan Humphreys.
But
No,
Denver got him, and Denver's fucking, Sean Payton there. Why would he want him? He knows something. Yeah, all right.
yeah,
Because he
yo,
was there
he wasn't
initially.
bad. He wasn't.
He was
Yo,
with Denver.
Slayton is hurt, and we're stuck with that
It's
contract.
crazy.
Everything that Joe Shane has done with his picks. Yo, Evan Neal, what do you want to say about that one?
Again, IR, right?
Right?
Okay,
Healthy scratch.
because you could, like I said, you could say this about everything. Washington missed mad picks in the first round. They took that corner 2 seasons ago when we took Banks.
Okay.
That dude was garbage. Yo, you can go through
Forbes,
this shit
right?
all day long, man. Yo, Quentin Johnson looked like he was going to be a complete bust.
No,
on the
but
Chiefs
you're
this
not
season.
understanding, Jules. We stick with these guys, and they're in our organization, and we're waiting and we're waiting, and it's like, oh my God, when are you going to just cut bait and let these dudes go and find a replacement? Because whoever screws up, whatever
Yeah,
GM,
but who cares
effective
about a
GM
wide
screws up,
receiver
they
4, dude?
fix it. They fix it.
But who cares about a fucking wide receiver 4?
I'll play devil's advocate too with that.
He
Like,
lost
sure,
us the
Joe,
game, Jules. He lost us
he
the
did.
game.
They
He
didn't
did.
lose us the game, bro. Fucking the
I
defense
mean,
not stopping people in the fourth quarter loses the game again for the fucking
that
4th time this year.
that too.
I guess
Could have
Shane
tied it.
had nothing to do with that defense. I guess so.
No, he's Bowen, bro. That like it's a joke that the defense is what it is. All right, that defensive coordinator should never get a defensive coordinator job again in the NFL.
He never will. He never will.
Right? Like not in the NFL.
I'll
Or in
play.
high school, dude.
I'll play devil's advocate a little bit with that. Like Joe Shane and everything. Like, listen, we also have guys that we drafted, we let go, and then they become good players on other teams. Like Washington, like they drafted the kid Forbes, skinny guy. Now he's actually servable on the Rams. So obviously, it's on the GM to get the right coaching and to develop these players. And obviously, he hasn't. And so that's another reason. So just besides like drafting bad fucking picks, it's all like a big combination of everything, to be honest. And we're a circus. We really are.
Dude, you know how many top 10 picks we've had? Shane's had the 4 years he's been here, top picks. And what do we have to show for it? Even our studs, first rounders are all like not what we wanted them to be. You can't deny that, Jules. You can't deny it. Yeah, Thibodeau, you want to resign Thibodeau?
I might. It depends on what kind of a contract. How much do you think he's gonna get? How much do you think he's gonna get?
How much do you think he's gonna ask for?
Oh, well, that's 2 different questions.
I'm asking my question first, then I'll answer yours.
At least 12 a year.
I don't know.
He's asking for 20 a year. You're out of your mind.
All right, then you know what? Then he can go scratch, right? And he can go kick rocks if that's what he fucking wants. Good luck. You ain't getting that kid. You ain't that good. All right. But what I'm trying to say,
he thinks he's the world's best player.
I don't know about all that, bro. I don't know what. Listen, you know what?
So now answer your own question. What are we giving him?
Maybe 10.
We already pay Burns,
Maybe 10
and we got to pay Carter eventually.
eventually. We got a couple more years to pay him.
Right, we got some time with
Yeah, you
him.
could sign Tibbs to a 3-year, $35 million contract, 30 million
I would have
guaranteed.
traded Tibbs this year. I would have taken a third day pick for him. I
Mhm.
would have cut bait with the guy. The guy is invisible against good teams. You know, invisible. Can't stop
Yes,
the run.
but it's
Can
still
you run on
yeah,
Thibodeau?
but enough,
Right,
but
anyway.
enough with getting these type of players up, dude. So we're gonna just continuously give up this depth. Like we could have had old Jalari for that matter, then, right? Because he's been fucking pretty good with the Eagles when he gets in there and he
Oh,
plays.
he's always
You
hurt.
need the depth. You need the depth, dude. If Abdul Carter would have
What are they
taken
paying
a step,
Ojolari? They're paying him $4 million.
oh, they
Oh,
so listen, listen. Tibbs has got a little bit better pedigree. He's got a little bit better track record. He stayed a little healthier. So you pay him
we don't
more.
have
You
the
got to pay
money
him
to
like
put
eight,
on.
9 million.
We're already paying Burns and Dex. We don't have any more money to put on that line. We
Oh,
have no more
stop
money.
it. We got plenty of money. Give me a
No, the money needs to go on the offensive side.
for what? For what?
More line.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Are we not signing
Bro, like,
Illuminor?
it's just you just throw
Let
like
me ask you. Let me
first
ask
of
you.
all,
Are
the
we not
offensive
signing
line has been
Illuminor?
decent.
Are we
The
not
offensive line has
extending?
been
Are we
pretty
hold
good.
on? Are we not extending Illuminor?
Yes, I think so.
Are we not extending Flott? I think Flott deserves an extension.
Okay, but that's cheap.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
stop. How much you think you're gonna fucking pay Claudel Flott? Are
I
you
don't know.
serious?
We already pay
Come on,
Holland.
bro.
We
What are you
pay
like, yo, what do you think?
Holland.
Everybody's a fucking multimillionaire
Hold
contract?
on.
Come
We're
on,
paying
man.
Holland and we're paying a Debo. So we already
Okay.
kind of bought that defense. We're paying the defense. So all this stuff that we're cutting guys, where's the depth behind them? We have to make draft picks, something that your boy Shane has not delivered on. He
How do
hasn't.
you know that? You have
Because I'm
guys.
watching every week.
No,
I'm
but listen,
watching
but
every
what I'm
week.
trying to
Every
say is
game.
if you got a guy that's supposed to be your top pick coming in late, falling asleep, making excuses, bro, that's coaching. And just like fucking trainer said before,
It could be the guy. It could
um,
be the guy.
really? Because Barkley didn't have his best first season last year. And I understand it was a combination of things with the team and the offensive line and where he went. But what I'm trying to say is that this has happened so many times. What was the other guy that we took in the fucking second round when we took Barkley in the first? What was his like? Hernandez, right? First name I can't think of right now. That was a
Will
fucking
Hernandez,
Will, right?
UTEP.
He actually
UTEP.
has a pretty fucking good NFL career.
I think
I
he's still
wonder
playing. I think
why.
he's
Yes,
still
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I wonder why. What about Eric Flowers? Huh, that's another name. You know, even fucking Eli Apple fucking went to a Super Bowl in
We're
Cincinnati.
toxic.
Listen, this goes on. Sterling Shepard's still in the league playing pretty
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
decent in Tampa right now. He wouldn't
What
be
about
so bad if we wouldn't have to fucking rely on Jalen Hyatt or somebody
what
like
about
that.
Andre Baker and Kadarius Toney? For every great player, we got some pretty bad ones that never did shit either.
Listen, Kadarius Toney was a joke in the beginning. I never liked that pick. You know who if everybody remembers correctly, I loved St. Brown in that fucking draft, and especially at that point in time,
Yeah.
because we could have taken him there. But whatever, that's another day for another story. But anyhow, all right. But like I said, that you can't analyze that kind of shit. Who's this fucking NFL league?
That's what we do on this podcast. We analyze.
But I'm saying, but you can't analyze and say that every pick he made is bad. Oh my god, and every move.
No, the majority.
Who's the NFL sack leader right now?
It's Myles Garrett,
And who's
15.
in second?
Burns at 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where did Burns come from? Did he just walk on the field and say, "Hey, I'd like to play for the New York
Okay,
Giants"?
so I my rebuttal to that is why trade and sign Burns when you drafted Thibodeau? Because Thibodeau's not that
Because you need
good.
more than one rusher.
You
Every team in the league proves that to you. Look
No,
at the
no,
reason
no.
why the
Because
Philadelphia won last year.
because Shane finally did what you said about those other guys, like for Indy, uh, for after Richardson and Trey Lance getting drafted by Lynch. They moved off their guys quick and got the replacement that was effective.
Wait, who
Shane
moved
was
off of
like,
what
I
quick?
need another pass rusher because Thibodeau is not it. He's a one-trick
Who
pony,
moved
and you
off
can
of
run
what
on him.
quick?
Thibodeau's got one move. One
Who
move.
moved off of what quick?
We moved off of the one. Yo, Thibodeau was supposed to be our guy. That was going to be the pass rusher with all the sacks. It ended up being Dexter was having some years, and it ended up being Burns. We got Burns, man, and has fit the bill with high motor. Burns has been great with Thibodeau. I'm okay with Thibodeau off this team. It makes no difference. Let Abdul Carter take the reins. He's on his rookie deal. Let's see what he's made of.
I'll
Let
give
Thibodeau. And I would not be aggravated if Thibodeau has a wonderful career somewhere else.
I'll
Take
side.
him and his belly shirts the fuck out of here.
I'll side with Jules on this one with the Brian Burns things. You know what separates him from being a great player compared to the other guys is he practices. He don't take a practice off. He don't take a play off.
Yeah, he's
That
great.
goes. So it's like he don't need to be coached. When you have guys like that, you draft right. You don't need to really be coaching on them. But at the same time, there's players around the league that you do need. They do need coaching. They do need to get better.
We
So,
need
like I
depth.
said before, it's a combination of both. I'm not going to go all bad on Shane, and I'm not going to go bad on the players. It's definitely a combination of those two.
The Giants
And
definitely
you
need
give
depth.
this guy, you give Shane zero, and I mean zero fucking credit for cleaning up the garbage mess that fucking Gettleman left him. Left him
Oh
no
my
money,
God.
no offensive line, no fucking weapons besides Barkley. Bro, that's it. That's the mess that this dude inherited.
Okay.
Plain and fucking simple.
All right.
Good luck, you manage that part.
He inherited a mess.
The draft, gentlemen, is only 1/3 of building a fucking team. 1/3.
It's the most important.
No,
it's the
it's
most
not.
important part.
It's not, dude.
Yes,
And
it
that's why I think
is. You
everybody's
don't win
wrong.
with free agency in
No,
the
bro,
NFL.
if you can't budget your money, you can't fucking sign these dudes. You could draft all the fucking studs you want, but you ain't keeping them if you can't budget your fucking money.
Shane inherited a mess, just like Gettleman inherited a mess from who's before
Reese.
Gettleman? From Reese. Okay. It's been ongoing.
Reese went spending crazy.
Now hold on. Reese also did not know how to draft. So stop it. Take a look at Reese's drafts. The first draft, he nailed it, and we won the second Super Bowl with it. But after that, the drafts were horrific. Worst offensive line picks I've ever seen in my life. He was horrific and conservative. Never moved up, never moved down.
Funny,
the
though?
guy stayed.
You know
Hold
what's
on.
funny?
So,
All right.
so you say he cleaned up the mess. I don't know what that means when we have a losing record.
Budget wise.
Oh,
Now,
fuck you.
how do you think Philly got to where they are? Because they stayed with so much money for so long and kept building picks after picks and kept buying shit and trading and buying shit and trading.
Wrong.
No,
They
dude,
are-
that's 100%.
They are
How do you wait a
super.
minute? How do they have Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, not even mention anybody on defense? How do they have the money for all that?
Because they draft well. Because they draft well. I just gave you the answer,
bro. Like, this is what I'm trying
It's
to tell you.
because they
When
their
you
free
manage
agency.
the money properly, why do you think New England was so dominant for so long? Because Brady never got a true payday. He realized that money meant something because it allowed the money to go elsewhere. So that's a huge fucking.
I guess New England didn't know how to draft back then either. I guess nobody knows how to draft on these teams.
This is where you guys this is what you're ignoring. Money, balancing the money and the salary cap and having that is a huge part of the fucking team, man. If you can't make trades, if you can't afford to make a guy get on your team financially.
Daniel Jones got a huge extension. Was that good money management?
Who?
Daniel Jones got a huge
Listen,
extension.
I still say this, and I'll say it fucking every day. I think
I like to hear it again.
I think Mara had a ton to do with that one.
Oh, so anytime I give
A
you something,
ton.
you're gonna pass it off to the owner.
But I said that. I said that
argue
since
with you,
day
Jules.
one.
I
I
can't.
said that since day one about Mara.
Oh, here we go.
And his contract.
Okay, then I combat you with this. Hold on. Here's my rebuttal. Why did Mara stop the Barkley thing? When did Shane make a decision here about bad money management?
Well, like I said,
I backed you into a corner, Jules. I can't see your face.
Listen,
down.
listen. At the end of the day, the guy that's
AG is
signing a
hiding.
fucking paycheck has the last fucking say, right? I think they convinced Mara after the whole Jones debacle, or prior to it, or leading into it, that at this point in time, it doesn't make sense. And this is where every fucking Giants fan can't grasp it. All right. And he even said it on Hard Knocks. This is what he said. It doesn't make sense for the team where we currently stand to pay our fucking quarterback $40 million and our running back $14 million. That was it. It clearly stated money. It said about the cap and managing it properly. And he didn't seem happy about paying for said quarterback $40 million, which makes me feel like the guy that signs everyone's checks had a lot more to do with that signing first. And because of that, it fucking again,
all right,
put him in a situation.
You're going off an assumption based on what
I saw.
Okay.
and
But
what I
we
feel.
but we also specifically saw Mara say to Shane, I
Don't
don't
let him
want
go to the
Saquon
Eagles.
signing
Don't
to
let him go
Philly.
to the Eagles.
The
That's all he said.
words came out of his mouth.
I remember
Why
that.
are you
Yeah.
not saying anything
But you know
about
what's weird
that?
about that? You know what's weird about that? How did he even know that the Eagles were in play? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like all
Because of
that
Schefter
shit
and
was Hollywood, bro. And that's another
oh,
thing.
yo, you got
Yo,
answer for
come on,
everything.
bro.
It's
Yo, all
ridiculous.
these reality shows, they're all scripted, they're all edited, they
It's
all fucking
Hollywood.
gas up all this shit. You know there was a
Trainer,
producer.
you're eating what Jules is
Yo,
saying right
there
now.
was
You're eating
definitely
this up.
wait. You're gonna sit there and say that you could say with 100% with your heart
Oh my
that
god.
there wasn't a producer at some point before that was filmed and said to Mara, hey, what would be the worst team that he could end up on? And then all of a sudden, Mara was like, and they're like, get the cameras ready. And he's like, oh shit, oh, man, if he goes to the Eagles, I'll lose my shit. Bang, they cut it, they edit it, slap it together. Bang, there you are. And don't fucking doubt me that that's not what happened.
I could also say that I think that's what could have possibly really happened. He was like, yo, they were like, Philly might be in on this. They need a running back. Who was their running back before that? Was it Swift? Who's the
Yeah, it
running
was
back?
Swift, who's not bad
Yeah.
in fucking Chicago.
He
Your
was always
darling
hurt.
team.
He was always hurt. Swift
Your
always
Gainwell.
got
darling
hurt.
team.
And you got to remember, Philly, like that GM always moves off those running backs. Those running backs never lasted, their contracts. The guy
Oh,
Roseman
so we did the same with Saquon. Oh, he's the worst move ever.
I think Shane, I like the guy. I think he's unlucky with the draft. It's not good enough for me. It's 4 years of losing. It's time for somebody new. Clean it up.
Yeah, we
Take
need
him
a
out.
coach, bro. We need
What
a
Take
would
him
coach.
out. Clean it up. There's a
And
lot of
honestly,
bad picks on this team.
I'm fucking beyond confident that we can go back 2 years ago and
You
you'll
you
hear
want
me
to blame you want to
defending
blame
Shane.
kickers. You want
You'll
to
hear
blame
me
the kicking
defending
game on
Shane
the
and
on the
you
coach
saying
too.
that it's a coach.
You
You'll
want you
hear
want to
me
blame the
saying that.
kicking game on the coach, or you want to blame
Oh
the
my God,
GM for that?
100%. 100% that's
GM
on
has nothing to do with that.
bro. If I'm the head coach of the New York Giants and
God.
we're about to lose
Yo,
another
you're a Joe Shane apologist.
hold
You
on.
fucking
Hold
love Joe
on. No, no,
Shane.
no, no, no,
I
no.
think you like the way he looks.
Maybe,
apparently?
maybe I do. Maybe I do. But, no, but listen, if I'm the head coach, right? I'm the head coach and I'm losing multiple games and now into a second season because I don't have a kicker, bro, I would be fucking breaking my GM's door, telling him, get me a fucking kicker.
Oh my God, you are blaming everybody else. It's the owner, it's the coach, it's the players, it's not the GM. You're out of your mind.
Because I
I
think
wish I could
because you
see
know
your
why?
face.
You ready? You ready for this?
It is
You ready
recorded
for
though.
this?
We'll have this forever.
Because I stand by what I said 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to keep saying it, especially if the right guy comes
Yo,
in here.
pride
This
is one of the
roster
seven
is
deadly
so much
sins.
better
Pride.
than you think.
I think
This
Jules got
roster,
kidnapped.
this
Who is this
roster
guy?
is so much better than you think. It's so much better than you think. I'm not saying it's a Super Bowl roster, but this roster is not 2-8 and multiple losing seasons back to
But
back.
they are.
I agree with that.
All right,
I
no,
do
no,
agree with that.
I'm telling. Yes, I get it, but I'm telling you right now. Look, you can have all the talent in the world. It doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. There's been tons of times that teams throughout all types of sports across every fucking platform has tried to buy championships and it didn't work.
We're
So
in a division that is the top of the class of the league right
is it
now.
though? Is it?
Yeah.
You
Philly are
got
the
us in
reigning
second with
champs
a losing
and with a
record.
one and the number one seed in the NFC right now.
Yeah,
You
but
got
Dallas is in second with a losing record.
yeah, but you know what? As bad as their defense is, and it's historically bad, they're in the running for a wild card. Like they're you could say Dallas has pieces
Dallas's
where
schedule
they're
starts to get
right
real.
there.
You know,
Dallas's schedule starts to get real, so we'll see what happens.
Jules, do
they
we
still
do we
suck.
have a better roster than Dallas? Because I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's close.
The
Close.
I mean, Dallas.
Because you said
defense is
roster, you didn't
horrendous.
say are they better offensively than we are. You
I
didn't
said
say that. You said
roster.
roster.
You
Yeah.
mentioned how good our roster is.
I think our roster is overall right, both offense and defense.
Overall,
Including
the kicker.
Is on that same
Include
is
the
on the
kicker
same
there.
level.
I
Is
think
on
it's
the same level as
comparable.
the Cowboys. Yeah,
I think it's
very
comparable.
I don't think so.
I think they
so.
both have weaknesses and strengths. Obviously,
When was
their
the
weaknesses
when was the
are
last
defense.
time this Giants roster beat Dallas? We don't beat them.
We should
were
beat them
close.
last time, but whatever.
You
We
keep
got to
saying
again.
we should.
Well,
We can't close.
That's the point, though.
That's
the
coaching.
Point. That's the point. Because listen, 4 games we had double digits in the fourth quarter, right? We're 2-9. If that's the case, we win those 4 games, which we should have. We could have been 6-5 and talking about a whole different thing.
But For you to
And
just
who
blame
says that we
coaching
don't
and
squeak
not
out
the
one of those other
roster,
games we
for
lost?
you to just give the players a pass, for you to give the GM a pass is unbearable to
No,
me.
because
I
you know
would
why? I'm going to tell you why.
I'm not giving him a pass.
I grew up
don't
not
give
only
them a pass.
watching.
They don't
I'm not.
deserve it.
I'm not.
I grew
This
up
is a losing organization.
bullshit.
Everybody has a hand in it.
You know what? I'll even go as far as naming high schools. What happened to fucking Roseville High School after Coach DiMatteo left? That high school's in shambles now. It's a fucking fraction of what that school was winning state championships.
I'm not
And they
arguing
were
that
winning with
coaching doesn't
bullshit
matter.
talent,
I'm not going to
bro.
argue that.
But
I
they were also
agree.
winning with lesser talent. Okay? Yes, they had athletes, but they didn't have talented kids that some of these other schools, especially in Western and upstate New York, had. Okay? Like, dude, what I'm trying to say
Down
is
Texas.
this is the only fucking sport in all of fucking all sports that coaching actually fucking really matters, man. It
All right.
all boils down to that.
Well,
It's one of those games that you have to have three fucking areas of football all working together, and that falls under a head coach, and then all the fucking coaches that come underneath. All
And
right.
talent doesn't matter. Talent means nothing.
Listen,
it matters.
you know what? And here's fuck, man. I honestly forgot because it was said during the chart. If you watch Peyton Places, go watch the episode where he's with Jim Harbaugh and him and Peyton sit down because they have a great saying and I'm gonna butcher it right now. Now I'm gonna probably go watch this episode after this fucking podcast just so I can come back and say the line properly. But it was something along the lines of where Harbaugh said, if you always want a talented roster, but something along the lines of, but if you don't have that talent, then you have to get the guys that you have to work harder, and that's what makes your team great. You hear it? That's coaching, bro. You understand? The Chargers were a joke a couple of seasons ago.
Well,
People were writing Herbert off saying he was a bust, and now look at them. They're fucking fighting to win the AFC West.
They're still kind of a joke.
well, yeah, they kind of.
No, my
We got.
God,
Listen,
bro.
we got.
Bro,
Underachieved.
he lost
got-
major fucking offensive linemen. If we would have taken that loss,
Again,
we'd be
with
all crying like
excuses.
if they would talk that. No, but there is no excuse because he's still winning, dude. That's the difference. If it was the Giants and we would have lost Andrew Thomas, and then we would have lost Saquon. Oh my
winner.
God, it's over. They keep fucking grinding on. They keep finding ways to win. No Khalil Mack, no fucking Joey Bosa, no this, no that. And this motherfucker still has a winning record with a shot to win a division.
Well,
Come
well,
on.
listen. Our coach is gone, so you could kick him out the door. Joe Shane is still around. Before we wrap this podcast up, what grade would you guys give Joe Shane? I would give him I'll be pretty blunt, a C minus. I would have to say that because there's some good picks in there, some good decisions, but there's a lot. He's too average for me. I don't think that's good enough. But C minus is being, I guess, fair.
I think I give him a C plus B minus. I'm gonna give him in that area there because I'm telling you guys don't realize
The
that.
way you talk, I thought you would have given him an A plus.
Oh, listen, he's made mistakes.
There's
He's made some mistakes.
better letter than
He
A
definitely
plus.
has.
You would've got it.
Look, I can't look like like the whole thing with Wendell and listen. There was definitely some questionable picks where they were picked. Those kind of things. But again, like I said, this roster, considering where it was to where it is now, is a lot better than you think. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I guarantee you, if you get a real deal coach in here, I'm talking real deal, someone who's up and coming and then like just seizes the moment and makes a name for himself. All right. You'll see this team turn around like fucking similar to what New England's doing.
Let me give you a nice analytical assessment of Shane's tenure in his 4 years. Yes, he inherited a mess, but that's the job. You know what I mean? That's what it
Every
is.
GM.
You signed up for it. Now,
Okay.
I agree. I think his money management has been pretty stellar. I think that's been pretty good. Okay. I think his free agency has been more hits than misses. The Burns deal was great. I understand the Waller deal. It didn't work out, but I understood it at the time. So he's done well there. I don't like the draft. The draft is not good enough for me. The 4 drafts have been utterly disastrous. When you have 2 top picks in the top 10 and both of them are busting out, that is cause for concern. Deontay Banks was traded up for. Jalen Hyatt was traded up for. JMS was a second rounder. Wandale, you mentioned, undersized. Well, I like Wandale, but a second rounder? Like, what are we doing? So I think there's too many top picks there, not enough depth on day 3. So the draft to me is no good. And that's the number one thing I want for my GM is drafting. You know what I mean? You could sign players. That's
Can I
free.
just throw? Can I throw
Wait,
one more?
hold on.
Can I
Let me
throw a little
just finish
salt on
this.
that real fast?
Now, a big one that you forgot to mention is he attached himself to Dable.
No, he
Hiring the
didn't. The media
coach,
did that. The media did
hiring
that.
the coach is the GM. That's the,
No, bro, they came as a package deal.
okay.
Like,
He never
everyone
fired him
said that.
though. He never
That's Mara,
separated
bro. He was
himself.
handcuffed to him. In other words,
He
if
never separated
anything, that
himself.
makes Shane look better because he was handcuffed to
I
Dable.
think I think we talked about this on the podcast. Gettleman's biggest problem was the coaches he was hiring. They fucking sucked. So I think that you got to put that in on the GM. You got to put it in. So
But he
I
was handcuffed.
say I like Shane with the media. I think he's pretty good there. I say I give him a solid D, maybe a D plus, because at the end of the
Okay.
day, Jules, the winning has not been there.
Let me ask you
It's been
something real quick.
one
Let me ask you
playoff,
something real quick.
one
Who gets
playoff
credit? Who
appearance,
gets
and then the
who
Ugats ever since. We've
who's been
regressed
getting the credit for drafting Dart?
for drafting Dart.
Table.
Who's been getting the credit?
Dable, it's Shane that made the
Okay,
move
all
to be
right,
the
all right.
GM.
So you're gonna tell me in 4 years, this was the first time that Dable had that much influence over a draft pick?
Dable had influence over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe Shane learned his fucking lesson and stopped listening to that fat fuck and got it right for a change. All right. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
trying to say, bro?
No,
I don't
I
know.
There
don't
you
know what you're
go.
trying to say.
I don't know if
I
that's
thought I thought it was clear that Dable wanted Dart, and he was like, "We got to trade up
Right.
for
But
him."
what do you think? That's the first time he did that in any of the drafts over the last 4 years for any of these players?
I think Dable wanted him to
And
trade
look,
up.
maybe Shane, if you really want to break it down, maybe he's a bit of a pushover.
That's why I want both of them
Maybe he
gone.
bends to these coaches a little bit. I don't
But
know.
I know for a fact they wanted Drake May. I don't know which one. I think it was really Shane. They wanted Drake May,
Well,
and he was trying to make that happen. He was
don't
trying to make
forget,
that happen.
Ben, don't forget, last year they wanted to trade 3 first-round picks to get Cam Ward. Joe Shane wanted to do that. And they
Cam
were like,
Ward.
no.
Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's what the was it yeah, it was Cam Ward.
It was three
They
first
they offered
rounders.
they offered
Cam Ward was
Tennessee.
this year's draft.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. This year, last year, whatever. This is what that came out recently. There was New York offered 3 first-rounders to move up to get Cam Ward because they loved him so much.
And
That
Tennessee
was
still
Joe
said
Shane,
no.
and Tennessee said no.
I
Yeah,
know it was.
I call bullshit on that one.
They
I know
also
it was an
offered,
offer. I
and
didn't
the
know it
year
was three first
before is when they
rounders.
offered for May. They offered like I think
Yeah.
2 first-rounders for May. New England was like, hell.
New England didn't even entertain an offer.
Yeah, they hung up the phone on.
Yeah, they didn't even entertain it.
Well, they had their guy. That was what it was.
But that's what it is. Listen, we gave the grades on them, so hopefully you guys liked it. Jules, you want to wrap it up? We'll get with the picks.
Well, we'll wrap it up. Fucking whatever. It's a
You're
fucking
enough for
ball
fire.
season. Like I said, trading back for picks, baby. Trading back for picks. That's what I'd like to see. Vin, you asked the question a week ago, if it was, or a week and a half ago, whatever the fuck it was. I can't even keep up these days. But you basically said, what would I like to do with our fucking pick? I want to trade back. Let's
agree.
trade back for picks and let's get some motherfucking
We
picks.
could finish with an agreement here. I
Yeah,
definitely agree.
that's how we're gonna wrap it up because guess what? The picks are coming up and we ain't gonna agree for shit on that. You're gonna hear Trader with 12 wins, Vinny with 8, and somehow it's
I
4,
wish.
even though we had the same picks for at least 7 games. I don't know how that shit happens. Picks are coming up next. Like and subscribe.
I think Jules got kidnapped. Later.